Hey Dave, here's your swing video from the other day. I'm going to play a driver swing for you here, just so you can kind of see what it is we talked about. And on the right side, I'm going to show you where I think that our biggest challenge comes from. So, when we saw your flight was a ball that started pretty straight and then tailed off to the right pretty significantly. I could tell by how the ball flew that it was just a little bit low, rising a little bit. So without using my launch monitor yesterday, we were able to kind of just deduce that as you swung this club down, it was approaching the ground as it struck the ball. And as it was going down, it was also going left. So you can almost think about it as the swing path was going across the golf ball. Face was pretty square, but the swing path was going across the ball, across and down. So if we take a look here on the right side, as you come through in your swing, it looks pretty good from this angle. It looks like you've really moved into your left side. Might be a little bit behind the golf ball, maybe a little bit more than I'd like to see. But this isn't where it's busted. As it comes through here, you're raising up so much that as you're getting taller, that club's shooting straight down to the ground. So you can think about it that you're releasing the club head by basically putting your head through this wall, up, 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 and back. And that's why the club head is releasing. And it's releasing in the opposite direction of where you're going. So if your head is going back and up, then your club is going down and probably, most likely to the left. At some point in this downswing, it was moving down and to the right. So if you really wanted to hit a push draw, I'd say put the ball a little further back in your stance. It's not going to be the highest shot, but somewhere about your back foot, this ball will start to the right and go to the left. But overall, the one piece that I said I was going to mention and not give to you until, well, this afternoon, was that as you come through this swing, you're kind of losing your angles. You're losing your incline to the ground. I don't like the word spine angle, but you're inclined to the ground. So right now you're bent over, you're leaning forward, your chest is over your belt buckle. Think of it that way. All right, and as you take it to the top of your swing, your chest is no longer bent over your belt buckle. It's actually leaning away from your belt buckle, but you've leaned your body to the left to bend into this position. All right, and you do it really well. Your left bend is terrific. And as you come through this swing, what we're looking to do is try and get you back to where you started without standing up too early. As we can see that there's a little bit of stand up here. And as you stand up, that changes the path of your arms, which is why I wanted you to feel like as you're coming through this shot, that you were still able to almost bend over a railing that I had right here. Right? I talked about having a railing over your right hip, and you would feel like you were bent over that way a little bit more. And all that's going to do is hold your incline to the ground to be the same. I mean, this line's a little bit exaggerated, but it would hold your incline to the ground to be the same, and that's going to keep your arms on plane. So, if we want to get technical for just a second, we got to get those arms to swing on plane in order to keep the hands and the club and, the rest of the effect. So if we can really work on something that keeps you over your incline, that would be the best. And the area that I mentioned that we should start first is right here, starting with your feet on the right. So as you're coming through, right, at some point in the golf swing right there, I would argue that you have nothing on the ground, that you are completely leaped in the air. So if you're in the air, then that club's controlling you, you're not controlling it. So we wanted shots, I wanted to see drivers where you felt like you got from this position in your backswing to this position in your follow-through with your feet still looking like that, flat on the ground. So baby steps. We need the feet flat on the ground. We need you to lean over that sidebar a little bit. And from there, it's going to make some small changes to how you deliver your arms, hands, and club. And that should fix it up for a little bit. But remember, these things are dynamic things. They're not static positions. I need you to feel like you can make fast golf swings with your feet on the ground before we start talking about when and how they leave the ground. I need you to feel like you're really leaning over that railing with your feet on the ground before we talk about how much and when to come off of it. What happens next. So just kind of, get some practice in for this weekend. Dig it pretty hard. Hit some 7 irons, 8 irons, drivers doing these 2 drills. Feet on the ground the whole time. And then feel like you lean to the right over that railing. When you're back, we'll get some video.